Stop for a moment, just pause. Look around you, at the room, the screen, the world. It seems solid, right? Coherent. But you have a feeling, don't you? That you're one of the few who can see the hairline cracks running through it all. It's that feeling of not quite belonging, not because you're unwelcome, but because you're operating on a different frequency. You sit in a meeting, and everyone nods along to a plan that seems fundamentally illogical to you. A square peg for a round hole. You're at a family dinner, and everyone skillfully ignores the tension in the room, the unspoken history that's so loud to you, it's almost screaming. You read a news story or see a commercial, and you don't just consume the message, you see the architecture behind it, the subtle manipulation, the logical fallacies. And in those moments, a profound sense of isolation can wash over you. You might ask yourself, am I the crazy one? Am I too critical? Too negative? The answer is no, you're not broken. Your brain is just doing its job exceptionally well. Let's talk about why. Our brains are pattern recognition machines. We're wired to find connections, to make sense of the chaos. It's a survival mechanism. Most people's brains have a very effective filter called latent inhibition. It helps them ignore stimuli that have been deemed irrelevant based on past experience. This is efficient. It saves cognitive energy. It allows people to focus on the task at hand and accept the group consensus without much friction. But some people have lower latent inhibition. Their filter is more permeable. More information gets through, more data is processed. You don't just see the final product. You see the ingredients, the process, the smudges, and the shortcuts. You're taking in the raw data. When you process more data, you naturally spot more inconsistencies. The statement that contradicts last week's decision, the friendly tone that doesn't match the tense body language. This isn't a flaw. In many fields, science, art, ethics, strategy, it's a requirement for genius. It's the ability to see what everyone else has been trained to ignore. But in everyday social life, it can feel like a curse because you're the one who breaks the comfortable illusion. So, how do you navigate this without losing your mind or becoming a recluse? The solution isn't to stop seeing, it's to manage your focus. Here are a few micro actions to try. They work almost instantly. First, start an observer's journal. When you spot an inconsistency, don't try to fix it. Don't announce it, just document it. Write it down as a neutral observation. For example, the company claims to value work-life balance, but leaders send emails at 10 p.m. No judgment, just the data. This act of externalizing the thought does two things. It validates your perception, and it frees you from the responsibility of carrying it. Second, find your one. You don't need to belong to a huge tribe. The pressure to find your people is immense. Start smaller. Just find one. One person, a friend, a mentor, someone in an online forum who you can share an observation with and have them say, I see that too. This isn't about complaining or gossiping. It's about reality testing. It's the cure for the am I crazy feeling. One person is enough to anchor you. Third, reframe the skill as a tool. Your ability to see inconsistencies is not a social flaw. It's a high-level diagnostic tool. You just need to use it in the right context. Start a list. Where is this tool valuable? In debugging code, in editing a novel, in financial auditing, in creating a fair and just system? Seeing this as a specialized skill rather than a personality problem changes everything. You stop trying to turn it off and start looking for the right place to apply it. Fourth, create an energy budget for noticing. Pointing out every inconsistency is exhausting. It drains your battery and alienates others. You cannot fight every battle. So, budget your attention. Before you invest energy in an inconsistency, ask, is this a structural flaw or a cosmetic scuff? A typo in an internal memo? A cosmetic scuff, let it go. The core numbers in a financial report not adding up? A structural flaw, that's where you apply your tool. This isn't ignorance, it's selective investment of your energy. It's a strategic choice to preserve your sanity and impact. These actions will help you manage the day-to-day, but there is one final, more profound shift in perspective, and it's the most important one. Here is the strongest piece of advice I can give you. Stop trying to belong to the room. Belong to the truth instead. The feeling of alienation doesn't come from seeing the crack in the wall. It comes from the painful, exhausting effort of trying to convince yourself and others that it isn't there. The moment you stop trying to force it, The moment you accept your perception as your anchor, the pain eases. Your job isn't to be a seamless part of the group. Perhaps your job is to be an observer, a witness to the truth. Think of yourself as a lighthouse keeper. The ships and the parties are all in the harbor. They might see your light, they might not. It doesn't matter, your job is simply to keep the light on, to tend to your own clarity. You belong, just not in the way you were taught. You don't belong to the system, you belong to the act of seeing the system for what it is. So the next time you feel that familiar pang of isolation, that sense of being the odd one out, just slow down, breathe, and quietly say to yourself, I am not wrong, I am just paying attention. Your perception isn't a burden, it's a quiet, profound gift. The world doesn't need more people who fit in. It needs more people who can see. And you can see.